Today we're going to do a short 30-minute restorative yoga class to relieve stress that you can do daily. Hi, I'm Melissa from Yoga with Melissa, and welcome back to those of you who are returning. And if you're new, welcome. Today you're going to need a bolster, a strap, 2 blocks, a blanket, and an eye pillow. Our members were talking this over the last little while that it would be nice to have some short restorative classes that you can just do in the middle of your day, to kind of build those energy reserves in the middle of the day. And I thought, you know what, that's a good idea. Most of my restorative classes are 60 minutes long. So this is the antidote to that lack, which will no longer be a lack. So we're going to start today in a side-lying shavasana, which is going to be so nice. Okay, so you're going to take your bolster and put it in front of you. That's going to be for your right leg. You're going to lie down on your left side. You can either put a block underneath your head or a folded blanket or a pillow, whatever is easiest for you, most comfortable. And you're going to be here for 5 minutes. The idea is to just rest and feel good and to restore your energy. And you might want to pull a blanket up over top of you as well. This is a side-lying shavasana. We're practicing to restore our energy, to relieve stress. So feel the support of the earth underneath you. And just let that tension and anxiety melt down into the earth and be composted in the earth. Follow your exhalation all the way out. And imagine your tension, your anxiety, your stress is leaving with each breath out. Naturally, just the same way that gravity is working on our bodies all day long. And just notice how good it feels to rest and to be received by the earth. Okay, you're going to slowly make your way out of this first yummy, delicious restorative pose, and we'll set up our next one. So for this one, I think you're going to need all your props. You're going to place this, either this folded blanket, or you can place a cushion or both at the base of your mat, and then you're going to put your bolster above it. That's probably going to be too high. So probably one or the other. So you've got an elevated bolster here. We're going to be doing restorative locust pose. Your blocks are going to go underneath your shoulders. And then you can either put a blanket, or I find that eye pillow works really well for this, at your forehead. Or build it so that you have got enough room for your nose to breathe. You're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes. So the way it works is you put your knees right up against the bolster. And then your shoulders go on the blocks. And your forehead goes on the eye pillow. So take the time to adjust the props so it's really comfortable underneath your shoulders, so your low back can settle, so you can breathe through your nose. And then settle in. Let yourself be supported by the floor, by the blocks. And breathe into your low back. Okay, you're going to slowly release yourself from this pose, making your way up and back. You might just want to take a little child's pose here to release your back. And then moving slowly, just check in with your energy. Notice if you're restoring your energy, how your stress levels are feeling, if they're coming down, if you're feeling less anxious and stressed. And then we're going to set you up for the next pose, which is going to be restorative shoulder stand. So put your blocks now by your feet. You can either put a folded blanket or a meditation cushion or cushion on top of them. You're basically making a second bolster here. And then your bolster here. And then you're going to want your strap. So your shoulders and your head are going to be on the floor here. You're going to sit on your bolster. Your feet are going to be up here. And you might want your eye pillow for over your eyes. So just have that close by. You're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes, just so you know how long you're going to be in it, what to expect. And the strap is just to bind your feet or your legs so that you don't have to use any muscle strain to hold them up at all. You can just relax and know that your strap has got you. Okay, so you lie down, shoulders and head are off. And you're resting over the bolsters. Is a very lovely inversion. And I'm just going to get a little extra prop for my shoulder here because I have an injury on my shoulder right now and that's not comfortable. So always prop yourself, get extra props if you're not comfortable. Look after your body. So hopefully just by getting that prop for you, for myself, I'm modeling for you guys. Whenever we're doing yoga and we're working on our flexibility or mobility or strength, we're always working with our nervous system. So if something isn't working in our body needs to feel safe first and foremost. Otherwise, our nervous system is going to go into fight or flight or freeze mode. So first we have to make sure that our nervous system feels safe. And when our nervous system feels safe, then our body can relax, and then either the muscle can elongate in the joint, or they can move in the joint, or they can safely become stronger. So that's just what we're doing, and particularly in a class like this where we're focusing on releasing stress. If there's something that doesn't feel right, we need to attend to it. And sometimes that means more props or less props or adjusting the way that we're setting it up. And so always make sure you're looking after your own body. Okay, so you're going to slowly make your way out of the pose. So roll to your side, off the props. And we're going to set up for our final resting position. So for this one, we're going to lie on your other side. So don't worry, I've got you covered. I remember what side we were on first. Okay, so putting all your props off to the side, you'll need your bolster and a pillow or that folded blanket for underneath your head. And you're going to lie on your right side this time. So it's your right side and your left knee on the bolster, and you're going to be in this pose, this final resting position for 5 minutes. So you're going to stay resting here, and I'm going to sit up and read you a poem. So this poem is called The White Road by Joanna Streetley. I cannot write the silence, the sharp, smooth surface of liquid, reflecting night beneath me, slicing away into unconcealed darkness, until Mount Colnet reaches upward, skywards, etching the breathing back of a whale against pale stars. The tide is swimming me home, a giant turtle on whose back I ride the stillness, sinking my paddle into the white roadway of autumn equinox full moon. Far across the channel, the waterfall throws sweet rainwater into salt, a muted pour, amplified in the warm glass night. I ride the edge, the dark shadow of forest looms, frightens me, while the open plate of moonlight fills me up singing. Quivering blades of kelp, fin like salmon in a sudden surge of current scattering moonlight, fingers of quicksilver skittering helter-skelter, mercury split. Elsewhere, silken water palms the unseen eelgrass. Silence, so round and full, slapped into fragments by the scratch of a heron. Whack, whack, on and on, broadcasting my human transgression to all. Beware of danger. A flock of mewgulls takes heed, rises in a flight of dark shapes, swooping low like bats, anxious to land again, to rest, if only briefly, on soft gray mudflat, before it is lost to the incoming tide. I paddle on that same tide, swimming me home. So as you take your final moments of rest here, I want to acknowledge the way that you've taken the time to release stress, that you've composted the stress into the earth in this daily restorative yoga class for stress. And just to let you know that, the more times you practice it, the more cumulative the effects are for it. So this is a practice that you could do daily just to as a maintenance program to release stress and anxiety. So gradually allow your breath to deepen. You can wiggle and stretch out. Slowly transition out of this. There's no rush. You can start to reach and stretch, inviting that movement back in again. Bend and roll to your side, taking pause there, slowly coming back into the world. And making your way up to a seated position. Left palm up, right palm down. We'll gather the fruits of this practice first into ourselves and then offer it out into the world. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So thank you so much to just taking that little moment right now to press the thumbs up button. It really does help us and support us on our channel. It's free, and it's one way that you can help us to have other people like you find us and on the big wide world web of YouTube. And if you would be so kind as to share this class with somebody that you think would find it beneficial, that also supports us. And if you can put "I release stress today" in the comments, that also supports us. And we really love hearing from you. And, go ahead and talk to each other in the comments as well. If you go to melissawest.com/anxiety, that will give you my 10 days of yoga for anxiety. We'll send that right to your inbox. I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our ocean. May you be as strong as our mountains. And may you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest. Om Shanti. Namaste.